Let's talk about wrist blades. Why did I wait till now to make a wrist blade is a question I was recently asked. I didn't. I was making wrist blades 5 years ago when everybody else was too. When Altair first came out and it was the big in thing to do, I made a couple. I was never really happy with how well they functioned. They were always kind of either flimsy or they were too short. Because if you're going to do a telescoping blade, like most of them have to be, keeping the strength there, keeping the rigidity is really hard to do. And I like doing things that can be used and that can function. Also, I never really liked the idea of it being on the inside of the wrist. So I just kind of scrapped it and moved on to other projects. Now I'm revisiting it. And if you guys saw the first prototype video, the blade is mounted on the blade of the arm there. Why not on the inside? The inside of your wrist brushes against the outside of your body like this, right? So if you're wearing, say, a tunic or a chainmail or any sort of armor or anything, your arm's going to be brushing against that, or it can get caught on pieces. Also, you need to be able to move your hands like this a lot if you're climbing or grappling or whatever, and having a blade out there gets in the way. Also, if throwing your hand back was your trigger mechanism to make the blades shoot, and you were just getting yourself up off the ground, that would shoot the blade out. Another important thing to notice is if you guys have ever been in a fist fight, nobody fights like this. Nobody does that. When you're fighting like this because you're keeping the blades of your arm forward. This is the strongest part of the arm. Also, if you block an attack, you're blocking with the blade of your arm. So I thought, if I make the steel wrist blade with a hard steel casing, the steel casing will always be on the arm. It'll always act as protection against blades. Then the blade can come up past the hand and not be in the way no matter what way you move your hand. The blade will not be in the way. So you saw the first prototype. This is the second prototype here, which has not just the blade, but a telescoping piece as well. Now, I've done telescoping ones before and I've seen a lot of telescoping ones, and this part here is usually a thin casing that kind of holds the blade. And while it looks really pretty, it has no strength. The blade will peel out of that casing. This is actually quite strong. If you guys can see, I'm actually putting quite a bit of force onto that, and it's not going anywhere. I can probably do push-ups on this. I'm not going to make it lock open because we'll probably spar or do some fighting with this, which means I want it, if it hits someone, to collapse inside. But with this on the blade of the arm, mounted like this when I get a bracer rigged up for it, extends way past the hand and makes for quite a bit of distance for fighting with. Also, this is now all steel plating that can be used as protection. So if I go to block an attack, it can hit anywhere on there and be totally fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the wrist blade. That's why I didn't put it on the inside of the wrist. That's why you're only seeing videos of wrist blades now. I've also only just started this YouTube account. I'm only just now making videos. The Skyrim video went over okay, I think. And I would like to do more video game versus reality sort of things where I'll make stuff from the games and kind of discuss my thoughts on the blacksmithing or crafting in the game. So I have plans to do an Assassin's Creed one, which is kind of what got me into this. I was playing that and I thought, hey, you know what would be cool? A tomahawk and a wrist blade. I've never made a tomahawk before, so I'll make a tomahawk. And I'll discuss Big Dave, who's the blacksmith in the game. And yeah, look for that in the coming week.